Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for joining if you're watching live. Thank you for watching if you're watching on the replay. I haven't forgotten, Tara, sorry. I saw the message right as I was coming online. But I'm so glad that you guys are here. How is your weekend going? Because I'm assuming that it's pretty much everyone, like, not in the UK that's currently awake, given that it's 1 a.m. here. But yeah, welcome. I feel like we haven't done a session like this in a while. And essentially what I want to do is just some loose florals. I feel like I haven't painted florals in a very, very long time. So that's what I'm going to do. But what are you guys doing? Is anyone else painting as well? How is your weekend going? Thank you all for joining. Oh, it's so nice to see everyone. Hey, Miss Ebony. Hey, Astroglio. Hey, John. Hey, Dana. And hey, Tara as well. So I've got lots of different supplies around, in part because I was recording a Ko-fi video beforehand, and in part because I figured, well, since it's out, I may end up feeling a bit more inspired to try like mixed media florals. We'll see. Definitely start off with watercolor florals first. I'm going to be making them on this. So this is the Etcher watercolor postcards, and they are 100% cotton. And the postcards, you see, they're the same paper that they have in the everyday sketchbook. And my rationale behind that is that I am doing Happy Mail for Ko-fi members, and I haven't like 100% checked what's going to win, but original art may win. And I just think it's really cute to send out to just send out postcards that have art on it. I love the idea of it. So if it does win, then I will have at least got a bit of a head start, because there were a lot more signups than I anticipated, which is good. It really did make me happy. So that is the plan. Create some art. I'm going to wonder, will two fit on here? Maybe. No. Need something bigger. I'm going to stick it on here. Just need to remember which way is up, which is this way, just so that I can move it around, because I want like a clean border. And let me know if you can hear me okay. And also if you are also creating anything, or if you're just relaxing, that's equally fine. I don't want that wonky. Let me put that there. So I extended the deadline ever so slightly for the Ko-fi Happy Mail. So if you are watching this live, then the opt-in form is still live. But once I finish the live stream, I'll close it before I go to bed, so that I can give myself some time to actually create all the Happy Mail in time. So that will be open to all Ko-fi members who also complete the opt-in form down below. Oh, doodling Dark Forest. Oh, that's nice. Tara, not painting tonight. I can't sleep, so I've got a live for once. Oh, Tara, whereabouts are you in the world? Is it as late for you as it is for me? It's currently 1:30. Time flies though, because I was contemplating going live at like 11, and then one thing leads to another, and then I was in two minds as to whether should I just go to bed, should I not? But in the end, I decided to go ahead with the live anyway. I've been like a little bit under the weather, so I haven't done anything today. So it just felt like I couldn't go to bed having done absolutely nothing with my day. But we'll see. I wonder if I should tape it here as well. I don't want to. Are you like me? Do you tend to like really love boxes, like presentation boxes? Like, I think when I made the video talking about the postcards, I had to edit out like 10 minutes worth of me talking about how much I love the box. And now I'm thinking like, oh, I don't want to damage the box by gluing it, but by taping it, but it should be fine. just so that we have a couple ready at the same time. Ooh, are those Neocolor 2s? They are indeed. All these are Neocolor 2s on this side. I also figured, because there's currently a sale on Jackson's that's plain air, that if anyone wanted to kind of talk art supplies, then we could. The thing that I have, I mean, I certainly don't need any more art supplies, but the thing that I was kind of wondering about is like a table easel. I don't know if if you remember a while back, I asked on the community tab if people were using easels and for watercolor, and quite a few people said yes. But I think also specifically, I was asking if you tend to paint flat like I am, or if you paint at an angle. And quite a few people said both. But I was thinking if I was, to paint at an angle, perhaps I should get myself a table easel. The other question is, of course, will I use it? And then, of course, like, I don't know if you can tell, but my desk feels quite small to me. It's a lot smaller than my old desk. So I don't know if actually I will just not end up using it because I don't have space. So we'll see. That's my thought process. Oh, thanks, Dark Rose. I am on the mend. I'm a lot better now, hence the live stream. Napped a lot. Yeah. Sometimes you just need, to rest one way or another. Your body will just tell you that, you've done enough and it's time to rest. Oh, just use a book to prop up the sketchbook. Yeah, that might be. Yeah, when it's definitely like one of those things that you're looking at and you're like, I don't need this, but it would be nice to have it. So that's the thing that's had me most tempted in the plain air sale. But I think in part because I just have a lot of the stuff. So my favorite palette in terms of like my Stay Wet palette for my gouache, this one, is currently on sale as well. And I think with my 10% discount, it then comes down to £7.50, which is a really good price. Oh, I didn't check the back of this. Hold on. I just need to check the back so that I don't do it upside down, So let me take that off for a second. So it's this way. This is it? Yeah, this is the top. Okay, and then this is the top for this one. Yeah, 100%. Oh, hey, Gyoko, welcome. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see like friendly faces. I feel like we have a really cool art club here. I'm gonna start off by doing a background. I don't know what colors. I don't know what colors to start off with. I know that I want to do like blues. What should I start off with? Blue straight away? I could just start off with blues. Just going to use all of this. Why not? Is there anything else that anyone has kind of been looking at during this? And by the way, I feel like I've mentioned it so many times that everyone knows now, but just to say that I do have a code that gives you an extra 10% off Jackson's art. And that's if you use my link in the description and then also put in the discount code Scrubs10, and that will give you an extra 10% off, whether you're a new person to Jackson's or whether you've bought from there before. But it only works once, and I don't know how long it's going to last for, which is why I I keep mentioning, because it works on top of sale items, and I feel like at some point they're going to realize that and be like, it shouldn't, and then take it off. But I feel like I've done my due diligence now in mentioning it in more than enough videos and community posts. So this is probably not the first time that you have heard me say it, but it may be the last. There we go. So that's just a mixture of random blue, with some cobalt teal and some sky blue. The cobalt teal color that you're seeing is actually a Daniel Smith color. And this was, I mean, this, as you saw, was like a mixture of a whole bunch of different blues. But I think primarily it was also in Danthering Blue by Core, because I had some in there before. And let me just, almost using this to also clean my palette, because nothing goes to waste here. Oh, thank you, Miss Ebony. Yeah, just a gentle reminder, if you haven't already done so, to hit the like button, which I always forget with live streams. I don't know why. It helps the channel and just helps the algorithm, because I do tend to find that live streams don't tend to do as well for my channel. Like, the reason that I do them is because I enjoy them and I love the fact that we get to chat. But YouTube is always like, what are you doing? Why are you doing a live stream? And it doesn't really push it out much. So this is the first background that we have done. Nothing too wild and crazy, but I will come back to that in a second. And in the meantime, I will start off on the other one. That's why I also taped it, because if it was taped on my table, then, you know, it'd make things a little bit harder. It did have me thinking like, oh my gosh, I should buy myself a clipboard. That will make life easier. But we'll see. This works just as fine. So going to use, I kind of want them to be harmonious. So I'm going to use similar colors again, and, you know, in the spirit of cleaning up this palette, I'm gonna get rid of that. And this is just the silver black velvet brush in a size 10. It's nice and soft. So I'm just going to clean this bit up, and then we can add some more interesting colors. So I feel like this is ultramarine. That's a little bit, let me get this. That's nice. Where's my card? That is fourth, phthalo blue, red shade. That's really nice. And I'm really curious to know which Ko-fi reward will win. Oh, thank you, Gyurko. I'm glad that you're here too. In terms of like reward options, I put mini painting as an option. I've put watercolor dot cards, the swatch cards that I make, you know, with like my little doodles that I print out. So last time I think I printed some out on some nice paper so that people could do their own swatches on there. What other options? I kind of went, I feel like, wild with the options, because I could think of so many different things. And I know that people asked to be surprised. So I think this is the best way for me to kind of do surprises. Oh, hey, Mel. Welcome. How are you? I can't, it says something that I am that I am able to do live streams in your time zone. So just adding some of that ocean blue to the sides as well. And I think I want some green, but instead of adding green, I'm just gonna, oh, that was brighter than I thought it was gonna be. Just going to add some yellow so that it blends on the paper. And then I don't want these harsh lines, so I'm just going to use some water to blend all of that out. And then we'll see. How art-wise, are you guys, do you tend to create lots in summer, or is it too warm, too busy, too chill, and do you then tend to create less? I feel like it's been a bit up and down for me. So sometimes I'm like creating nonstop, and sometimes It's just very much chill. There you go. So we have this one. Is this one dry? This one's almost dry. There's just a sometimes, when it pulls a little bit, then it doesn't dry here. So I'm just gonna take that off. But before I do the next layer, I need it to be like proper dry. It can't be, So I'm going to blow dry it. And I'll mute you so that I don't scare you guys. It's 10 a.m. Oh my gosh. 10:48. Oh, you're in the future. I understand. Okay, so you're 9 hours ahead. Still, it's wild. Just gonna mute you guys for a second. Oh, you're not in. Oh yeah, of course. Other side of the world is not summer. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I definitely tend to go through creative phases. If I'm honest, that's one of the struggles or considerations that I have when it comes to art challenges, because I'm always mindful of the fact that I want to do something. Um, sorry, my whole setup started falling. Um, Yeah, no, that's my apprehension with art challenges. Sometimes, so for example, I don't do what's this one called? Inktober and things like that, because I tend to find that sometimes after like if I do something continuously, then sometimes afterwards I just need a bit of a break. So I'm always like mindful about those kind of art challenges. But what I have been doing, I just wanted to be a little bit clearer. But what I have been doing, I think that's in part why my art challenges on Kofi are a little bit more like at your own pace and like you can apply it to what you're creating. At least that's what I'm thinking about when I create them so that they're flexible. Oh, we play with color more in summer. Winter is just a dark and depressing 10. You know what? I never I don't feel like I properly appreciated the impact that just sunshine can have. Honestly, like when spring came around this time, it felt like magical. Like I was like, oh, all this energy that I didn't even know I had just came out of nowhere. I was like, oh my goodness. I don't tend to like extremes of temperatures, like either way. But one thing that I obviously really love and I hadn't fully appreciated is just sunshine. It's just so good for the soul. Oh, there's an echo. What are you hearing? Can everyone hear it? Has it been there this entire time? Let me settings. I'm just trying. Oh, so it's still there now. Let me know. I've just changed something. Only since I muted it. Let me try it. and then come back. Any better? After I bumped my desk. Yeah, it must be. What have I changed since? It's okay now. Yeah? Okay. Let me know if that happens again. I don't know. I just literally turned everything on and off again, and hopefully that's fixed it. The joys of live streaming better. Good. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry. uh, just doing some roses. It's always tricky doing the roses with the background because I don't know why I'm coughing. I like using contrasting colors, complementary colors, which I guess are contrasting as well. But then as a result, like I don't want them to mix. Hey, freckle face artist, welcome. Better. Okay, good. I'm glad. I know that that goes the number of times that we've had issues on this live stream. I might as well at some point. I was talking about getting a cat with my mum, to be honest, the other day. Just talking though. I don't have any true dedicated intentions to do it just because I don't feel like I'd be able to take care of it. And then, I work long hours sometimes. So I hear that's not good for them. Just cleaning up this palette as well. I don't like, call me stingy. I don't like, washing away the paint. It just feels like I'm washing my money down the drain, quite literally. I'm so proud. Can you see like all these dents that I'm making in my watercolor palette? Who am I? Yeah, exactly. Someone did mention that, Dark Roast, that if I were to get a cat, because obviously I'd be working and stuff to get two so that they don't get lonely. To be honest, I feel like I would want a dog, but I don't think I can take care of a dog by myself. I know. These are the stackable palettes. So I normally just always have them stacked, but then I don't use the colors. So I'm just trying to actually make use of them now. And I may change my brush. We'll see. While it's still wet, I'm just applying some more color. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. On one hand, I've been feeling really creative. You know what it feels like? I feel like I have a million and one ideas and no time to actually to actually put it into practice. I feel like that's the best way to describe it. Just going to add some more flowers. I don't want to mute you, but I don't want to keep coughing on the stream either. And I think I really enjoyed doing the gouache landscapes course. Sorry, but I do. I think that took like a lot of creative work, if that makes sense. I don't know if you guys can tell like Dark Roast and Miss Ebony, but I feel like there was a point where I was like making, I don't know, like back to back to back to back Kofi videos. I was like, they're gonna think I've lost my mind. But that's been a really great creative outlet to like experiment more, especially as I've started experimenting with mixed media a little bit. Yeah, these are the stackable palettes from Jackson's. I don't know. I bought rulers recently. Where did I put them? I was going to measure them. Oh, yeah, here they are. This is literally like knife sharp. It's unreal. Doesn't make sense. I didn't realize that when I bought it. So it is the 9.5 centimeter one. and it's 6 stackable ones. I really like them. I don't think I use them enough because I just tend to use my plain air urban sketching setup in the house as well. But I do think I should make the most of my studio stuff as well. I looked at the studio sale. It didn't look that great. I feel like the plain air sale is better because there's like watercolors on there as well. And what else did they have? They had like watercolors, they had palettes on sales, they had easels on sales, they had, brushes on sale. The studio one just seems a bit more like studio storage kind of stuff. Um, the other one has like sketchbooks on sale. The Etcher sketchbooks are on sale. The Slate Minis on sale. Like, just had more interesting stuff, I thought. Just trying to mix a nice blue. I feel like I want it darker, so I'm going to take some of that in Throne blue. I wonder if that's dark enough. I just want more contrast, I like making them go for it. Let's see. I'm just making the center of the roses darker. And then I think I will also do blue leaves, because why not? And take some more. And do some more here as well. I think on one hand, I'm being looser because of the brush that I'm using, but I feel like for the next one, I'm going to use a different one. It feels too big. It's got a big ego, such a huge ego. That came to mind because they say like it's too big, it's too wide. Have you seen? There's this new like Instagram person that's like being recommended to me all the time, and it's basically like when you listen back to songs that you used to listen to as a child, and you listen to the actual lyrics, and he'll just be doing the craziest things as he's listening to it. But he was listening to this, for example, and it's wild, like if I think of some of the music that I was listening to, I had no idea what I was saying. Like I used to love, 1 Minute Man, like, oh, I don't need no minute man. I don't want no minute man. What do I know about a minute? It's wild. Anyway, the the joy of childhood. Oh, that's nice. I want to show how nice it is by having dabs of it alone somewhere. Maybe I'll use that as the line as well. Oh, great. Now that's in my head. Yeah, I really like core colors, I need to use them more. I'm determined, like honestly, I'm determined to just use as much and as many of my art supplies. I'm gonna roll with this feeling of like inspiration because it feels so wildly different from the, oh, I can't use it, it's too precious. And now I'm like, I'm gonna use everything. And it's been a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Whoopsie. Just to make a lighter green. And there we go. So we'll see. I don't know if original art wins on Ko-fi, then I'll be sending these out. I may send them out regardless, we'll see. And if not, I think it's gonna be a close one between original art, dot cards, and I think swatch cards was also up there. And then by the time it got to third choice, it was like split everyone. No, can you imagine? That would be so horrible, flattering but horrible. If I got a copyright strike for singing. I wish I knew the rules, you know. I feel like that's been one of this whole copyright thing. Like I get it, but you know, it's been one of the limitations for me or the drawbacks, because otherwise, like even in our Zoom sessions, I would love to play music, but then I'm aware that then the replay can't go on YouTube, which means it can't be viewed back. So balance, we'll see. Oh, that's so cool, Dark Roast. Going shopping in your own shelves. Yes, I love doing that as well. Although I feel like I haven't done it in a while as well. But yeah, it's just really nice because then you get excited and you get all the thrill and the joy of getting new art supplies, but you haven't spent any extra money. And then you get to use your supplies which is even better. That being said, I do have, like Shane won't let me turn my camera, but I do have 4 packages that I need to unbox. And I'm in 2 minds as to how to do it because they are like, I guess you'd call them Jackson hauls. Like I told you guys how a lot of the time, if I want to buy something, I would I'd buy it, but then I would keep it until I had done something that meant I could open it. Like, you know, if I'd done an art challenge or if I'd used paints or if I'd done, it didn't even have to necessarily be related to art, like, you know, just pick me up, like motivation, basically. I was using these packages as motivation. But now I want to just open all of them and actually just use the supplies for a number of reasons. One, I'm scared of duplicates because I remember, like, for example, I think there's like a blue paint that I bought. Like I wanted to buy, I think in down throwing blue in a specific brand. And as I was literally about to buy it, I was like, but have I bought it before? And I had to go back through all my Jackson's orders to see that yes, I had bought it before months ago. I just haven't opened the box. So I just think I'm going to end up opening the box, living my best life that way, and actually just start using the supplies and kind of deal with it. I don't want to make back to back to back haul videos. um, but then I'm like, oh, maybe I should make no haul. So these are the options: make no haul videos at all, like basically just open them, use them, and you know, there just won't be a haul video about it. Or make haul videos but put them on Ko-fi instead, but then you know, still a lot of haul videos. Or I don't know. Do haul videos mean that the supplies have to be like unused? Because I guess that's the other thing. I could just open, unbox everything, keep a list of everything that I've got, and then make a haul video in a few months once I've actually used everything. And you know, it'll be like, hey, look at my haul. So I've been using this for 3 months, I've been using that for 4 months. I do find that they are technically more helpful because then, you know, I can give insights into what I actually think about them, even though they may not look as presentable. Those are my thoughts. 100%, Miss Ebony. I would also love to go shopping in yourselves, if I'm being completely honest, because I think it would be a lot of fun. You have a lot of great supplies, great taste. Mm. Yeah, that's literally I'm literally the same. When I feel like I want something, I feel it so intensely, like, oh my gosh, I would definitely need it. It's going to change everything. I'll spend hours looking it up, creating, you know, my basket, and then keep it there for months until I can open it. It's wild. Sorry, I just realized that I keep moving. My camera's actually quite far away, so I keep moving. Let me know if I go off frame, basically. Naturally, I would, in order to paint comfortably, I would have it here, but obviously that means you guys can't see it. So I'm like pushing it further out and just leaning in a little bit, but that's fine as long as I remember to do that. I'm just adding gold details. This is like my Etcher gold paints. Changed my life. It did. No, it's not even as admirable as it sounds because it sounds like, oh yeah, I have great self control. It's not like self control. I think it's more so like, I don't know, like I get the thrill from buying the art supply, and then I also get the thrill from opening the art supply, and I'm trying to spread out the thrill of this entire purchase for as long as possible. For as long as possible. Like my last, my Lucky Dip art haul video, I bought those supplies, I think before Black Friday. The order of my haul videos doesn't actually make sense. It's never actually representative. It's more so like what I really want to open or use at the time. So I don't know. I've got all the boxes out. I'm like, I have them stacked on my chair. I'm looking at them. I'm contemplating, just being like, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna open everything and go for it. Mm. Yeah, definitely need a spreadsheet. I'd started one with I started one that had like my Roman small paints, but it stopped. And then I considered just doing an inventory. Miss Ebony, did you ever do your inventory? I remember that was part of the plan for your vacation. Um, so I did think about doing an inventory, but I did not. And there's something sweet about denial, because I remember we were talking about, oh, how many art supply, how many sketchbooks do we have? And I thought I had maybe like 20, which I think is a lot of sketchbooks. I have more than 20. I stopped counting at 20. I was like, I don't need to know. All I need to know from this, like what I've got from this exercise is I'm not getting any more sketchbooks. It's okay for a while, for a little while, until I use more. I'm not gonna get any more. It's okay. Lesson learned. We don't need an actual number. Yeah, hopefully. A shelf haul. I like that. I do like that. Yeah. See, I'm impressed by that level of organization. Maybe it could be like a very long video, or like, would you guys watch that as a live stream? I like the reason that I think of live streams a lot of the time is that obviously, like, I live alone, I create alone, I paint alone, and whatnot. But it's just nice having being able to chat with you as we're doing art stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, it makes it more of a social experience. So in my head, I think of anything that I would love to watch someone else. Like, I think I could watch someone go through their sketchbooks and be like, okay, I have this many sketchbooks, I have these paints, and then I could be like, oh, do you like that sketchbook, or do you like this, or what do you find about that? Like, I think I would enjoy that. But uh yeah, okay, enjoy seeing things that have been used. Yeah, I'm the same. I do prefer, I don't know if you've noticed, I've started doing a few like favorites videos, because I do like favorites videos a bit more than haul videos, even though they don't tend to usually do as well on YouTube. I do enjoy watching them and I enjoy making them. Um, in fact, one of the videos that I want to make is a favorites video, like a summer favorites, but I don't want it to just be art supplies. I want it to be like everything, because there's like, the favorite painting I've created, the favorite YouTubers I've been watching, the favorite, like just an all round um, favorites video, because I do find that my memory isn't always the greatest, and I feel like it would be a nice thing to kind of come back to and just remember at this moment in time when I was creating this kind of art, these are the kind of things that I really enjoyed using. Hey, Mrs. Z, welcome. Oh, is there feedback again? Mm. You slept. Oh, How do we explain Notion? Has anyone else explained it? Notion is like it's like an online site that's an organizational tool. So it's not quite like Asana. If you know Asana, I think it might be similar, but it's almost like having, you can make it anything you want. So it's almost like you go online, you create a page, and you can create a page that links to another page. So it's almost like you're creating an organizational web. And on a page, you can add you can add tables, or you can add calendars, and you can create links, so that ultimately it becomes something that works for you. So you can get some people do sometimes like sell templates. So for example, page one will have your calendar, page two will have your to-do list, and you know, I don't know how to quite explain it. It's I do have it and I was using it, but then it randomly like stopped working. So I didn't quite go back to it. But that is actually where my Romish, that's where I started my database as well. My inventory. It's currently on Notion, but I haven't been able to get back on it. I am so impressed by that. I do not think, this is the first painting. We'll give it a moment to sit and see if I want to change anything, but I like it. I don't think I could do it all the way down to 1. I feel like when I get less than 10, let me, I feel like if I set something, what's disgusting? Oh yeah, personal wiki software, basically. Yeah. Yeah. I shocked myself by counting how many paint tubes I own. Like I said, when I started, I genuinely thought I was like, oh, I have 20. That's so many. And I thought in my head, like, I'm saying 20, but it's probably like 18, like, it's less. I hit 20 and I was like, just on my bookshelf. We already know that I use like 6 outside of that. So I was like, this is getting is too much. So oh, sketchbook. See, I have loads of sketchbook tools, but people don't watch them as much. Um, you never know how to take it. I just take it as like, oh, okay. Don't nobody want to see my art. That's what y'all are saying. No, I'm joking. But I do have a sketchbook that is complete. I was so happy because it took like 4 years to complete. And now, it's finally done. But I haven't done the tour yet, but I can. I will. I do, and I enjoy watching sketchbooks tour as well. I don't have like the best attention span for them, but plenty of things to be done. But yeah, so inventory, I may or may not do it. I don't know. I considered doing it, if not for myself, also like maybe as a YouTube video. But I thought I did think like, look, I don't get much hate at all. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm very blessed when it comes to YouTube, but I do feel like that's asking for hate. That's asking for people to be like, who does she think she is? Why does she have so much? Uh, what about Dark Roast? Catch me up on what you mean about one of each kind, one watercolor, one drawing, one marker. Do you mean as in like for what I'm creating now? Or do you mean separate inventories for each thing? Because you can have separate inventories for each thing, but you could also just have it in one place but have filters. I think it depends, or maybe just have it like separate. Like I would probably have a watercolor one, a wash one, so that it's easy to see. Sketchbooks. I don't think I'd have a pencils one, although to be fair, maybe I should. Um, I don't think I need a Neocolors one because I don't think I'm going to get more. I was also going to get like a small A6 sketchbook, maybe a sketchbook like this size, and just swatch out almost everything that I have so that at least I can have it to hand when I go to the shops. Hashtag self-control. But let me know, Dark Roast, what you mean. Let me catch up. Oh no, I mean types of sketchbooks. Use them all until you have. Oh, I understand. Yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. I think I would need one per topic because it's for me it's less so the material and more so like the subject, which is sometimes also dependent on the material. But like I have one for florals, one for holidays, one for portraits, one for everything. But yeah, I'm just going to start using them. Hey Laurie, welcome. Do you combine paints from more than one company when painting? For example, would you mix your Winsor & Newton tubes with Daniel Smith tubes? Um, that's a very, very good question. I don't have an issue per se with mixing different brands. Um, Yeah, I don't have an issue with mixing different brands in different palettes. I do think that more naturally they tend to be together. So, for example, this palette that we have here started off as my Roman Schmall palette. It already had 14 colors, and then I added some more. Then I just added some more like Roman Schmall colors. I did end up the colors that I didn't have as Roman Schmall, I added from other brands. So I have like Daniel Smith in here, a Jackson's and an etcher. So I think I have three pans that don't technically aren't remishable. But I think for the most part, I'm like you, and I tend to leave them together. I'm not necessarily doing that on purpose. And I don't know, maybe at some point I will start like working on my ultimate palette and just think about, what are my favorite colors in each brand. But I think that for now, because I like will go through a phase of just using Romish more than just go through a phase of just using Daniel Smith, I haven't like really mixed them. You're afraid. I'm afraid too. I'm afraid for you. I'm afraid for myself. But I do think I do think it's a good practice. Maybe we'll do it together. Maybe we'll do it together, like a support group. And be like, okay, you're past 50 what, Miss Ebony? Sorry, I feel like I'm way behind you guys. Let me catch up on the whole chat and then I'll know. So my question for Miss Ebony, past 50 what? And I know the feeling trying to use yourself and not, yeah. I think that's really good practice, Tara. That's definitely something that I'm trying to do. And you fall asleep while doing it. I think I could do swatching more easily than the inventory. I think the inventory is going to be a little bit of a struggle. And I think I would want to do it at the same time so that it's like done. Like I'd rather do it slowly and just have it done. But then like to update it, like when I run out of paint, am I supposed to go to the inventory and take it off? I don't know. Oh, ultimate palette. Yes. I did. Yeah, I will start thinking about like my favorite colors. It's hard. Like I do want to do swatching videos. I want to do more like I even bought a lever arch because I have multiple systems, including my like moleskin that I tore to pieces in order to put all my colors and my swatches together. But I feel like it's not big enough. So I've got a lever arch, and my plan is to just have a lever arch where I have my swatches in. And I was thinking maybe I'll just start swatching all my blues, swatching all my, like color by color by color, try and figure out like my favorites and just try and play with color a little bit more. Art, Asha, I love this. I'm a member. I'm definitely a member. Ash. Because I'm not that anonymous, but definitely Asha. Oh, thank you so much, Laurie. That's very kind of you. Was my code Scrubs 10? Yes. They told me Scrubs 10 with Scrubs in capital. But yes, that will give you 10% off Jackson's, irrespective of whether you're a new customer or not. And on top of sale items, you just have to use my link and put in Scrubs 10 at the in the promo part on the checkout. And then if you're buying from Etcher, which I know some people would be like, but why would you get from Etcher, not from Jackson's? It's more so that there are some things on Etcher that aren't on Jackson's, like the signature series sketchbook, which I love, is only on the actual Etcher lab. Mm. Welcome to the club. So many of us, so many members. We were talking about, the what do you call it? No buy train in Discord, weren't we? That are I was saying that I need to get back on that train, and some of you guys were like, my eyes are closed when that train rolls through town. I know that feeling. I think I honestly love this Asha. Astroglio, you're a genius. We should maybe make it our like MVP word for this video. If you too are a member of Asha, feel no shame. I know mine keeps derailing. I held strong for like 6 weeks and then, you know, what actually broke? Oh, I know what broke my nose, but what broke? Yeah, I was, yeah. I started thinking, I want to try mixed media. Uh, that's what started the downward spiral. Because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep trying mixed media, and I really enjoy it now. I got what you need. Everybody thinks you're shy, but I know you a freak, oh baby. Um, so that's how it happened. Because then, I was like, oh, let me get this and this and this. It's like literally starting all over again. But I think I am definitely at a place now where I ain't getting normal until maybe Black Friday. We'll see. But then that to me gives me an aim, right? Like I need to create enough that um that I can then use up the supplies and get anything that I need guilt free. Everything you do is amazing. Honestly, guys, I've had such a rubbish day today, and this has made me feel so much better. Like painting with you has literally just made me feel so much better. I always like try to talk myself out of doing it, oh, it's too late, oh, X, Y, and Z, oh, the setup, all this, all that, but I never regret coming live. So thank you. No. I know, right? It's wild. 7,500 subscribers. We hit that on the 19th on the 19th of August. Unreal. See, I tell myself Black Friday because then I can be like, oh, you know what? It's fine. There's going to be like really, I can let all these, sales go by because there's going to be a really great sale that's going to come. It's going to be Black Friday. And it gives me like a goal, by October, I want to have done lots of paintings and have a better understanding of the different medias that I have bought so that I know, like, what colors, if any, do I need to get more of. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Thank you, guys. I yeah, I was so excited about it. I don't know why, because technically it's like I don't know if 7,500, like is that technically? It feels like a big milestone, and I don't know why. Basically, like I don't know why it feels like 7,000 was also unreal, but when I was like 7,500, I was like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh. Yeah, me too. I was thinking not only about luminance, I was kind of curious about the Prismacolor, and I see mixed reviews on there. And I do then kind of tell myself, okay, I have luminance pencils literally by my side. Like I have luminance pencils, which I think most people will agree are, amazing. So let me just make the most of the luminance pencils rather than getting cheaper pencils to use more often. I know. Oh my gosh. We should do a challenge or accountability, something like that on the Discord group for paintings. I feel like, yeah, I do. I do think that would be a good idea, to be honest. The question is how and what. I don't want to make people burn out. Is always my like is one of my concerns. Like I don't want it to be so intense that people are like, yeah, I'm gonna create. Like I felt really bad. There was one time I got my sister to like paint with me and we did like an art challenge and we painted for like a month. And she said that after painting so much, she just felt really uninspired and she didn't really feel like painting for ages. And I was like, oh no, because I felt really inspired. I was going with it. So I think it's a balance, but I do feel like it's nice. Like I do feel very inspired when I come on Discord and I see things that people have created or supplies that they're using or color palettes or swatches. Like every time I go on there and I see what you guys have created, I do feel very, very inspired. And then I think that's in part why I started also really enjoying the Zoom meetings meetings, the Zoom sessions, because in theory, like you don't have to come to create art in order to be part of it. Like it's just nice sometimes to literally talk with people who love art and love art supplies as much as you do. But I feel like for me being the host, it might be a bit weird for me to not paint. So I do tend to paint. But yeah, that's also been like really, really inspiring. So I think that's a really good idea. It's my long-winded way of saying that. And I want to try every art supply. I definitely, definitely relate with that. Oh, thank you so much, Mrs. Z. Mm, yeah, loads of people say like some people say, oh, they're really good and they blend really nicely. And basically what I want is I want pencils that feel like butter when you color with them. That's what I want. I don't know if there's such a thing, but that's basically when I hear people say that they're soft, that's what I thought they meant, and that is not what I have experienced. um, so that's so yeah, I've heard people say that they're nice, they're soft, they blend really nicely, they're affordable, like, but then some people say that they just break, they used to be a lot better, they're not worth it. So it's hit and miss in terms of what I've heard about Prismacolor. So just told myself to wait, you know, use the pencils that I have the satisfaction of turning them into tiny little knobs, and then I can get more. Because it is actually the feeling of joy and pride. It's one of the things that led me to ask on the community tab, like, how many pages do you want in your sketchbook? Because when I first started, I'm not joking, I would be looking for like sketchbooks that have 100 pages because I was like, I need it to be thick. I need it to have as many pages as possible. I'm getting every every benefit for my money kind of thing. And like now, oh my gosh, I'm really struggling to finish my low pressure sketchbook. Not struggling, but as in like I'm ready for it to be done. I need sketchbooks to have less pages so that the end comes sooner. Uh, I'm struggling. I love that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just feel like I can't let that happen. I don't want to cause it to others, and I feel like I don't want to. Like, if I was like that, if I went through a really bad art block, what would actually happen to YouTube? What would I do on Griffey? Might be a bit of a wild one. Do you know what? I'm gonna add the. Oh, is it not valid? Now, have you used it before? Should definitely. I tried it like earlier today. It was working. Um, I didn't know when it'd end, but I didn't think it'd end so soon. I'm gonna add a Discord. I'm gonna add a Discord chat that's gonna be called Asha. So on there, we don't share anything about buying new art supplies, and we can do the accountability thing that Astroglio mentioned. So when you come on there, you know what the deal is. If you're going on art deals, you know what the deal is. And if you're going on Asha, you know what the deal is. And it's fine. You can be a member of both. Ooh, Holbein. Yeah, see, I've just bought one Holbein pencil, which is in one of those boxes. And it's because I was watching Sarah Dyer video or something, and she said, "Oh, she really likes Marigold Holbein pencil." And I was like, "Okay, I'll buy it and see." Wild. Honestly, I'm gonna do so. Art supplies is you go to the art supply chat if you want to be enabled. You go to the Asha group if you want to be discouraged, and if you're unsure, you go to both, and that's fine. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't like that kind of thing. Yeah, Jackson. uh, what did it say? No, I'm really sad that it's already over. Well, because I mean, I did feel like, unless the only other thing is, hold on, let me see, because I'm pretty sure I tried it and it was working. I need to sign out though because I've already used it, so it won't let me use it again. But what I was told is that it's available worldwide, one use per customer, 10% off. Also worked on art supplies, on discount items. I'm gonna add. I'm gonna pretend that I'm not me. Add something to basket. And then I'm going to edit, checkout, and see. I thought that I don't want to go. No, it's not doing that. Let me go to edit basket because it's trying to sign me in. Um, I thought that at some point Jackson's would be like, "Hold up, why is this working on sale items? Like, who authorized this? Who authorized this?" That's what I was like telling people as much as like as much as I could at the beginning. Like as soon as I saw, and then even myself initially, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna save it for like a really good sale." Then I was like, "I don't know how long this is gonna last. Let me just get everything I want now." I manage like that. Then I go to promo code. I put in Scrubs 10 in caps. I put apply promo code, and what happens? My internet struggles for a little bit. I come back. Let me check the chat and see. Yeah, honestly, Dark Rose, what you say about that, that's honestly how I feel. But not only like in terms of trying art supplies for myself, but just in terms of like a lot of the time people will ask me like, oh, what sketchbooks do you recommend? What's your favorite pen? What's your favorite brush? What's your favorite paint? What's your, like, and I feel like I do find it difficult to say, to then advise people because then I'm like, well, I could say that um I don't know, like I could say that Moleskine is my favorite sketch. It's not. Moleskine is not. I could say that Etcher is my favorite sketchbook. Yeah. And because I love the Etcher ones. But then like I haven't tried all of them. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, oh, there could be an even better sketchbook that's there, that's easily available that I haven't tried, and I'm just misleading people. So I do feel like a ton of pressure. Not a ton, but I do feel like a sense of responsibility. Mm, Mrs. Z, this is working for me. Yeah, the voucher code was applied. And just to double check, I put it in caps, Scrubs 10, and that just worked now. Uh, oh, good. I'm glad that it worked. No, best watercolor pencils. I have no. Oh, hey Rebecca, what feed are you hearing feedback as again? Is that better? Sorry, I like started fixing that and stopped painting, but let me get back on track with this painting as I read your comments. Yes, it's better, or yes, there's feedback. Um, yeah, definitely try again now, just because I don't want you to miss out. I don't know why that's happening. I don't even. Not better. Hello? Hello? Is that better now? Let me know if it's better. Because I feel like it might be my headphones acting up. Oh, it's worse. Why is that worse? Good now. Not gonna change anything. Just gonna. I think it's my headphones. Tell me if it comes back. I also realized that there's a lag. I don't know if you can probably tell, but there's a lag between us, which is normal for live streams, but it's around 10 seconds, which is why I'm waiting, because I don't want to act on something and then actually it's already fixed. Okay, better. Good. Yeah, so my thing with because you guys will see in the video tomorrow, like Ko-fi members will see, I was doing swatches in the Royal Talon sketchbook, because that's currently my low pressure sketchbook, and I've honestly really enjoyed using it. No, the volume is low. I think it's just my headphones keep disconnecting to my phone, and when that happens, there's an echo. But I don't know why that's happening, because the headphones are on, but when I put them on my head, they came back on properly. So if it happens again, I'll just have to turn them on and off. Unless I'm turning off my volume as well. So hopefully that will help. I can't remember what I was saying. I guess that's how you know it's 2:30 a.m. Oh yeah, so the video tomorrow, I'm like swatching out things on the Royal Talon sketchbook as well as the Moleskine sketchbook, just so that we can see the two compared. But I've loved using the Royal Talons as my low pressure sketchbook, but I feel like it has a really good reputation online. But I don't feel like it's as good as its reputation, if that makes sense. And what I just mean by that is I feel like it has a good reputation, because if you are a mixed media artist who uses primarily dry media, maybe sometimes like gouache on the thicker side, and then you will enjoy it more times than not. It's nice and smooth, and it will work with pencils and pens and all that. It's on the creamier side, so colors are not as saturated. So some people love that, some people hate that. But I feel like if you're coming from a love watercolor background in terms of like you are a watercolor artist who really enjoys creating watercolor paintings, then I don't necessarily think that it's a book you'll enjoy because it doesn't handle wet washes well. Um, was basically my point. So I'm looking on the lookout for like a low pressure sketchbook where I can experiment with watercolor as well a bit more freely. And it may end up being Moleskine in the end. I don't know. We'll see. I'm thinking CY of Brighton. Like that's the one that I want to try next. Because I already know that they handled watercolor quite well. It's just that my only issue with Moleskine is this whole like sizing issue that it has sometimes. Yes, I've got a Stillman and Burn, so I'm going to try them as well. Oh, I'm so glad, Mrs. Z. I'm so glad. I love because sometimes I do get, you know, bored with swatching. That's why I tend to like it just occurred to me you don't have to do it all one way. You can literally just make it as fun as like a nice, fun, meditative exercise kind of thing. So I love swatching. Yeah, a few people have said pink pig. I just don't I like I don't like ring bound. I want sewn. So I may have to try Stillman and so I have one Stillman and Burn beta. I also have Strathmore sketchbook. I have a Moleskine sketchbook. I have a CY of Brighton sketchbook. My aim is to blitz my way through. We'll see how many years it takes, but it's to go my way through all of these sketchbooks and find a low pressure one. Like I don't want it to be too expensive because I don't want to fall back on that whole, not using it or being overly cautious. I literally just want a cheap, affordable sketchbook where I can create happy, cheap and cheerful art that I can experiment and then if I want to have a nicer sketchbook, fine, I can also have a nicer sketchbook. I have an Etcher sketchbook, so that may make it. I don't know if it would be a low pressure though, because I quite enjoy I really like the paper. I think maybe the everyday sketchbook could be, but it's more expensive than the other sketchbooks because it has 100% cotton watercolor paper, and I don't feel like I need it to have 100% cotton watercolor paper. I feel like that's for my nicer stuff. Yeah, the reason Moleskine has me on a chokehold, apart from the fact that they are easily accessible, is that their finish. Like I love their finish basically in terms of like the cover and all the non-important paper stuff, the superficial stuff. I really enjoy. So we'll see. But yeah, Stillman and Burn is definitely on the list. It's more expensive than C White of Brighton. And my issue, not issue, but the reason I wasn't thinking of C White of Brighton before is because I could only find them in landscape and I want a portrait sketchbook. But I have just found a place that sells them portrait, like that sells a CY of Brighton in portrait format. And I can't remember what it's called. There's two places. One is Sea White of Brighton themselves, and the other one is something like Cushy Bushy, something like that. I don't know. That I've bought it from. They've delivered it very next day, £1 shipping. Can't complain. So I will explore. Oh, I also got Pith, but they're not. I wouldn't call them cheap. And I feel like they may end up being more so for dry media than wet media, but I just kept hearing people say how great they were that I eventually caved. Oh yes, I'm this close to binding my own books because I think that is the way forward. I have the paper, I have all the materials. I just need to I just need to do it. Like, there's a Kofi member that I've actually met a couple of times, and every time that we meet, she's so super, super, super inspiring and encouraging, and she makes sketchbooks as well and has made me some really lovely sketchbooks. So I've kind of told her, promised her that I will actually make my own at some point. Yeah, the fat book. Was that the one that Paint and Hiding reviewed? I haven't seen the review, but I saw another video that she made where she was talking about having done a review and how it's really good, and um, she seemed to talk about it quite positively. I don't know if it's the fat book or the log book or one of the caddy ones. Yeah, I like the paper too. Why did you guys tell me about Pink Pig? But my understanding of Pink Pig is that they're made in the UK. So just be mindful of the pricing. That's the other thing. I feel like a lot of the time when we say, oh yeah, a good price, without saying the price, you actually don't know. So the Royal Talent sketchbook, A5 one. So my low pressure sketchbook is $7.99 at the moment. And you get 80 pages for 160. So you get quite a bit, note extra. So in theory, for £8, like nice cover, decent paper, it's not bad. I just want something that I can use more wet media in. Oh, there's also Coptic binding. I'll check them out. And Paint and Hiding is where you heard about the fat book. Yeah, I did see the video. Well, I didn't see the review video, but I did see another video where she was talking about it. I have not tried the Pith sketchbooks. I've just bought them though. But in light of how many sketchbooks I have in front of it, I don't know when I will be able to actually do a proper review. But has anyone else tried it? I haven't seen any reviews online either. Who has, I think, does Crixus have a Pith sketchbook? I feel like I've seen her sketch in a big red sketchbook, and I think that's a Pith sketchbook. Sorry. But has anyone else tried the Pith sketchbooks? Because I think they are fine for yes, Crixus uses them. That's what I thought. So I think does she use them for? I wonder if her watercolor paintings are in there. And also, good shout on the using the sheets. I've bought quite a few sheets of watercolor paper to make my own sketchbooks, but also just to paint on. But yeah, next step is to make my own sketchbooks. I have also bought a book, The Artist Way. Kind of bad for wet media. Yeah, that's what I suspected, because when I looked at it, the paper had like no tooth, but it didn't feel like hot press paper, if that makes sense. It felt like sketchbook paper, which may make sense because it may very well be sketchbook paper. Yeah, probably for the best. I think I have one of their books from like when I was in secondary school or something, but I didn't like it because it was ring bound. So I haven't felt that inclined to try them again. And like I said, I want less sketchbooks and more watercolor sketchbooks. Is my aim. We shall see. Oh no, I'm sorry. I hope your roof's okay and whatnot. Miss Ebony, wait, are you are you part of Asha or part of Art Deals? Uh, oh, it worked. I'm glad. To be fair, it shouldn't need you to sign in, but I'm glad that it's actually worked because I don't want you guys to miss out. Um, yeah, I don't want you guys to miss out. I want everyone to just. But I feel like I've mentioned it a good amount of time now because I don't want to tempt people who don't want to buy, but at the same time, like I would be upset if I missed out on this. Which is why I'm like, oh, I need to highlight these things enough and in enough places that someone like me would have seen it, would have thus benefited from it and be happy. Mm. No, you guys are awesome. Ah, all the support. No, it makes sense though. What's the point of having art friends if they don't enable you, eh? I was daydreaming about art retreats again. I was like, and planning it out even more. I spoke to one of my friends who was trying to crush my dreams, so I stopped telling him about it. And then I told my sister, who was on the phone. She was crushing part of the dream, not in a bad way, because I was like, I can buy a house, and then in this house we're gonna have art retreats, and then we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that. And she was like, for a few floors. And then I was telling my mom about it as well. She was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. She's so sweet. And but I asked her. My mom's a really, really, really good cook. So I was asking her if she'd be able to cook for me the art retreat. She said no. um, but you know, keep hope alive because I would love to do one at some point. I'm telling you, Astro, I'm not telling you to buy the book, right? I'm telling you, I tried it years ago. I didn't like it. I'm probably not going to buy it again until I finish my 45 sketchbooks. That's an estimate. That's a joke, actually, not an estimate. I don't know how many sketchbooks I have. Let's just say 45 for the sake of it. Um, oh no, you're in the middle. Oh my goodness, how did I miss that? I'm so sorry, Dark Rose. I'll keep you in my praise too. And I hope that you and your cats are fine. And all your belongings and your loved ones. I didn't even realize is it bad? I don't watch the news. I just feel like they always report bad news. Like I've never turned on the news and been told good news. One day, Mrs. E, one day. Like it is truly one of my hopes. No, I'm echoing again. Bye, Tara. Thank you so much for joining. Hello? Hello. Hello. I don't know why this live stream is doing this to me. It should be. It should be. Hello?
Hello?
Come on.
Come on.
Wait, I think it's working
I think
now.
it's working now.
Hello?
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 Should be
Should be
fine.
fine.
Ah, really bad. It's worse now. I'm going to give it 10 seconds and then see what's going on. Good night, Tara. Thank you so much for joining. Sorry for the echo and all the technical difficulties, people. But tell me if it goes. Okay, fine, good. Okay. It is my headphones. They're cutting in and out. Weird. Oh, I'm not even not getting any. What's it called? Took me like what, 8 hours to upload my video yesterday. I'm not even dealing with technical difficulty. Like, I'm not getting new headphones. I'm not doing it. So we're just gonna have to manage, and every so often, if it echoes, you tell me again, and then I'll just turn it on and off, and we'll go from there. But yeah, talk about technical difficulties. But we are nothing if not persistent. Yeah, I think that's what it's doing. But normally, like, we've done much longer live streams before, and they didn't, lock off like that. Should I don't know if to start adding Watercolor 2s or whoopsie. Let me see. Do I want see, I'd want it to be like even brighter than it currently is. I don't know. How am I feeling about this? Do I want it? Do I not want it? It's hard to say. Don't know if I'm adding anything positive through the newer colors. Time will tell. Let's see. This is Jade. Color Jade. I quite like it. And just I'm adding it near the blue just so that there can be some contrast. But I just feel like I'm still in that need to figure out how to use them in my florals. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. To be fair, it might. I don't know why they're doing that. If it's not the wiring, there was a point in time where like one ear just stopped working, and they're new headphones. They're not new anymore, but they were new at the time that I've had them maybe like 6 months, and I spent quite a bit on them because I knew that I would be using them for like live streams and whatever. And normally, I don't buy any. I mean, you may not know. I feel like all you have to go on is the fact that I keep telling you guys that I don't normally buy and spend a lot of money, but I don't normally, apart from when I started creating art. So this was like, an investment in myself, and I remember my family being shocked. So when it stopped working, I was like, I can't even deal. Like, I've spent so much money and they still break as if they're cheap. But then it's self-corrected. So hopefully this will also self-correct. If not, I will just have to buy cheap plug-in headphones. Just need something to plug in. That's what stops the echo. Oh, hey, Melanie, sorry. Hey from Florida. I'd love to visit Florida one day. There's so many places I want to travel to. I feel like this is actually done. Can you... I might reactivate this bit. This will be everlasting love. This will be... And reactivate this as well. And this. It's interesting because I thought they were quite similar, but now that I look at them, they look wildly different. I guess the color schemes are similar. That's what counts. Oh, thank you, Melanie. Florida is a bit of a cluster nowadays. What do you mean? It's gonna be a while. I mean, like I say, I want to travel. There's so many places I want to travel to, but it's gonna be a long while. The list is long. I also want to go to Croatia. In terms of like places I've never been to, I've heard Croatia is really beautiful. Let's do that tape peel. Where else do I want to go? Always happy to go to Italy. Oh, I see what you mean. Where else would I go? Will this come off? No. Just put that back on. Pretend that didn't happen. Take this one off first. Right now, I'd go anywhere with like good food, sun. Fly me to the moon. Like, yay! I think this is so cute because it's it's one of the extra postcards. Then on the back, I'm not gonna write the address on the back. I might write a note on the back if I send it to Ko-fi members. Oh, good night, Mrs. Z. Good night. Oh yeah, good night. Bye. Thank you so much for joining. Bye now. Oh, Astroglio, you definitely should. I love Italy. And it will be like pretty close. I think it would be like what, depending on which part you go, like 2 to 3 hour flight. You might as well stop over London. Just throwing it out there. Oh, thank you so much. How do I say SRSIG? What do I call you? Just so I know for next time. But it's okay if you're already gone. Oh wait, let me do this one. I'm probably it's 3 a.m. I should really just go to bed. But I'll probably just do one more painting. Let me oopsie. Take that back off. And take this one. And as I say, once I end the stream, I will close the sign up for Happy Mail. So if anyone wants to join, now would be a great time. Although I've had a few people ask if I could extend it to like payday, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't like leaving it open for too long because I have stuff to do in between. There we go. And then it's this one, and yes, it's that this way. So it's these two. Like these. I think they're so cute. Oh my gosh, they're like siblings. I will do a couple more. Where should I put this? Put it on this side. Let me move this to this side because I'm not adding wash that frequently. Then we have my travel palette, and then we have paintings. And let's add a couple more. I do feel like the idea of having watercolor postcards is just so adorable. I want it this way. Yes, this way. I don't send them like this. I don't send them naked. I put them inside envelopes. Like you know, waterproof envelopes so that they can be there. So they're more so like mini paintings that happen to also be on postcards. I'm not just sending them as postcards. But I don't know, tell me, would you guys want me to write on the back? Or would you, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know what people are planning to do with them. So maybe they will want to give it to somebody else or send it as a gift or something. So I don't tend to write on the back of my paintings, like messages or anything or names. Like I'll sign it, but I won't write anything else. But if you guys don't mind, then I can just write a note on the back. Just of how awesome you are. Ah, cool. Thank you, Christopher. You're going to come back with Team Replay. That's completely fine. And let me see. Oh, I missed some messages. Oh, yeah, I remember you said that your mail carrier, not only that, like footprints. Remember, we used to say that. I think he may also work at Jackson's because every time that I order paper samples from there, there's a footprint on top of it. Definitely do. I think I'm not making the most of being in the UK. I'm not gonna lie, in terms of like, I haven't been to, like, I live so close to some really beautiful places and I just don't tend to go because I don't drive. But I feel like I've been watching Sarah Burns' videos and I've just been feeling very inspired by the fact that, you know, she's just literally got a bike and is making her way through the most beautiful places of Scotland. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to cycle. I'm not going to lie to myself and tell myself I'm that fit, but I could, you know, start doing shorter trips. Like, I feel like I really go over and beyond when I travel abroad, but I haven't really made the most of the home gems, the home beauties. And that's something I want to try because there are some really beautiful countrysides. So maybe soon I'll show you. I've already started I'm in the process of, I hope this is the right way. How do I always forget this? Hold on. I need to know. I've started my Thailand videos. Uh-oh. Okay, it's the right way. I've started my Thailand videos, which will be really nice to complete, though it's a lot of editing. So I don't know how long it's going to take. But I love going there. Get a Segway. You know, I've done Segway tours. It's actually really nice. I considered getting rollerblades, but I genuinely think I would hurt myself. I can't even. I would have no one to blame but myself when I fall on the floor because that's literally what would happen. What color should we do next? I'm feeling blues, but I don't want them to all look the same, so I'm happy to try something different. Just pop over. No, I was so because I travel around Europe quite a lot, but I haven't traveled to Asia before. So I was so nervous about like where I was going, what I was gonna do. I hurt myself on rollerblades, still have the scar on your hand. Oh, sorry. I'll be back. Should be back. Why is this on transparency? Why do you hate me so? Hello? Hello? Should be back. Okay, yeah. Yeah, to be fair, the scar I have on my knee is from falling over when I was a child on rollerblades as well. So perhaps I should not do that. Starting with some mineral violet and some magenta. And I'm gonna add some Potter's pink just to see. I liked how am I liking the silver black velvet brushes? I like them. I like it. I only have one. I find I tend to like it more so if I doing don't know how to explain it. Not necessarily like realistic. I just find them very soft. So I like them if I'm going to be doing like a lot of layering. I also liked them. I haven't got it to hand. Like I did this lemon painting a while back, like a watercolor lemon when and I really enjoyed it for that. Like I was able to glaze on top. I do feel like they are softer than I am used to. Like I do sometimes just like now, for example, I picked it up because I enjoyed it, but as soon as I started using it, I'm like, oh, it is quite soft. And I think that's nice for bigger paintings and more painterly paintings, if that makes sense. So I like them, but not for everything. Ooh. I think my all round for everything at the moment would probably still be the Aqua Elite, but it could just be that it's because I got used to using a firmer brush and now it's hard to use a softer brush. What do you guys think? Like, have you used these? Do you like it? I was so tempted, like I really wanted to get all these brushes, like Lindsay's brush, Sarah Burns's brush, Hamrib's got brushes now to support, but there's so many brushes. And I'm not like a brush person. If there were sketchbooks, hands down, I would have probably got all of them. But I hear that they are wonderful and I don't expect any less from all of them, to be honest, because they are awesome. Okay. I'm gonna put some more purple there. Oh, I took it SBB as Sarah Burns brushes, but actually you meant silver black velvet brushes. Yeah, galaxies. No way, Miss Ebony. Really? You kept that quiet. I had no idea you'd got the brushes. I'm gonna mute you guys for a second. To be fair, in hindsight, I didn't have to dry that, but I wanted it to dry like nice and evenly. I didn't have time to come back and just see like harsh edges because I applied water in a sloppy way. I'm gonna do these pink and purple as well. Maybe if I had, gonna add more water. Thinking if I add water everywhere and just do wet on wet and live our best lives this way. Yeah, I feel like what kind of brushes are ham ribs? She's like the nicest. She's so sweet. I've watched which video did I watch? The reason I ask is I feel like I thought they were watercolor brushes, but it actually occurs to me that she does a lot of painting with gouache. So I don't know if she created her set with the aim that you could use it for, like, which one does it lean more towards? I guess in theory, you could use your brushes however you want and for whatever you want. But I don't know if they would be on the firmer side and more like gouache friendly, or if they would be on the, or if they would be on the softer side and more watercolor friendly. There we go. I should have asked Nell what she was buying. I didn't want to pry because I appreciate that this is like on the internet, but I'm really curious now. Astro Blue have 2 flats and a bunch of rounds for both watercolor and gouache. Okay, fine, that makes sense. Well, when Craftam will finally ask me, I'm joking. I wonder. I feel like all the brushes will have been made. I don't know what. Well, I do know. I guess I just make my favorites and put them in a set. And then we'll see. But first, art retreats. I might just make myself an art retreat, like myself, as in like go away. Go away to somewhere in England, have a staycation, and just paint. Okay. So we're starting off from quite a similar perspective, similar point. Hopefully we don't get wild edges there. I'm just gonna let that dry. Sorry. Hello. No, I don't want this brush. My dagger is gigantic. I don't want this one, and I feel like my other one is in my. You know, someone mentioned having 2 of everything, and at the time I was like, "What? No, I can't." But now I'm not gonna lie, I see the rationale behind it. Oh, sorry for the shaking. I see the rationale behind it because, like, every time that I, go urban sketching, I take my favorite art supplies with me, and then when I come back, I leave them in my bag, and then when I'm sitting at my desk, I spend ages looking for said supplies. So I just need a urban sketching setup that I have all the time there, and then I also need a studio setup, and I need to stop moving the 2 between. that, that would be a lot of fun. Just waiting for Sarah's to go on sale. Oh, I feel like that would be a lot of fun, and like I know you guys well enough. Then again, that's meeting strangers. Inviting strangers to your house might be a bit risky. How do I want to do this one? I don't want to. I'm going to try a different flower, which I don't tend to like doing as much, but we'll see. It's like a 5 petal. Just to switch things up. But no, that would be fun, to be fair. I was just looking at I was like, oh, I'll just get an Airbnb and then we all just come down and we paint and we go around the countryside and, we'll see. I'll just keep speaking about it until it happens. And then when it happens, we'll all know that, It was a long time coming. Oh, shouldn't have added it on the side there. It was going so well. Let me just pick that up there and add some more of that here. There we go. It's like it never happened. What smoke? What? You guys are gonna realize just how I'm not joking when I say I don't watch the news. That's exactly what I'm doing, speaking it into existence. Then we'll know, like, I've said this for ages. We'll have the art retreat. I'll have my own also art supply line. Need to figure out what I'd name that. And what else? Get to travel all over the world, creating art with art friends who've known me since my YouTube days. Since my, like, that's the thing. I wonder, do you even remember, like, when or how you joined my YouTube? Because I obviously know from the points that you guys started, like, writing, but I don't know when. Uh, Even though I'm new to painting, I'm collecting doubles of things. I hate to search. I understand that, like, I hadn't done it, but like right now, for example, as I think of, like, okay, where would I have put my dagger brush? I'm like, why didn't I just have one dagger brush for my paint outdoors and one dagger brush for my stay at home? What? Southern California had an earthquake today on top of the storm. You guys say this like it's normal. I don't even know what I would like. The idea of the ground shaking beneath me petrifies me, which I'm sure petrifies everyone. But like, yeah, no, I don't think I can live in America. I can't be doing can't be dealing with these kind of things. Anytime it rains a little bit in the UK, we act like it's, we call it a storm. It's not a storm. Uh, Adding some more details here. Just a little shaker. What are you supposed to do? Like, someone said, like, go by the door frames. I've I have no idea. This was TV. I was a child, but that's what I remember seeing. That could be total nonsense as well. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it rains in the UK, but that's as far as it goes. And they always act as if this tiny bit of rain is like, a storm. So it will rain, so the trains will stop working and everything will stop happening, but it won't flood more times than not, at least not in London. Um, it's always like relatively mild-ish weather. I think the issue is more so that we're not equipped for any extreme weather. So like if it's, too hot, we don't really have ACs everywhere. Like, yeah, you don't have ACs. Or if it's raining too much, if it's too hot, the train lines melt. But it's not that the weather itself is extreme. It's just more so that we don't seem to know how to deal with it. What are we saying? I remember I was looking for information on Sister Love, and that's how you started on YouTube. Also, do you have one as well? You have like YouTube channel as well? 'Cause I was thinking I shouldn't come up with for sister locks. Have I had sister? I haven't had sister locks. Mm, I'm just shocked by tuck, drop, and roll. Wow. No, this is terrible. Triple digit Fahrenheit. Oh my goodness. See, we all need a bit of a break. I love how positive, and there I was talking about my bad day. Meanwhile, you guys are literally fighting forces of nature. Landslides, nah. Mm-mm. No sir, no siree. Oh, oh, you started watch. That's how you started watching YouTube, and then my channel was suggested. I was thinking like, oh, why did YouTube? I was like, did I have sister locks? And that's why YouTube like was like, oh, um, but yeah, I'm curious to know if you guys remember like how you started, like roughly when you started in this YouTube journey, like or like what video you saw, or I think it's probably hard to remember what video, but if you remember the rough beginning esque, I'm curious. Uh, Let me add some blue, Danthron blue. Well, that completely overpowered my mix, but it's okay. Um, and it's darker than I want it. That's why I don't like to never know what weather you're gonna get. You guys are very positive about this underwater while being on fire. Let me add some more colors here and here. I don't know, you know what? No, let me do this. I was thinking I might switch things up and actually do some, whoa, this is full of water. Do some without a background. We'll see. But then I should actually just respect myself and go to bed, acting as if I don't have things to do in a few hours. I need to. It's hot today in the UK. Well, it was hot today. I feel like my place also acts like a greenhouse. It just like traps heat. This feels. I'm gonna change to an even smaller brush, which is not. Oh, it is technically a watercolor brush by Meeden, but it's firmer. But I feel like I'll be able to. Feel like the brushes that I'm using feel a bit too big for my painting, which is like good if you want to be loose, but I want a little bit more control. We'll see what this looks like to me when I wake up in the morning. Oh, that was unexpected but nice. I'm gonna do it again here. And maybe here. And one there. And then I'm also looking at like the screen just to see, is it balanced? Am I missing something? And how can I make it more balanced? And need more green here. And here. Oh, good night. Who did I miss? Oh, whoopsie. Sorry again. This is my my charger keeps pulling everything down. These are Meeden brushes. I did a review on the Meeden set a few weeks ago. So that should be on there. So they are slightly firmer than watercolor brushes, but they are actually than like other watercolor brushes, but they are actually quite nice. I feel like I'm able to just get a little bit more detail with them, which is fine with me. But they come like in the set, so they're fine for coming in the set. I do feel like I'm probably not the best person when it comes to brushes, just because I'm very, paints and paper are my passion, basically, more so than the brushes. But these are essentially just very firm watercolor brushes. Are they good for gouache? Yes. Yes, they are. So I'd probably use them more so for gouache than I would for watercolors normally. In fact, I think I did for like part of the gouache course. Gonna let that dry for a second, and as it does, we'll quickly do this one before bedtime. And good. Yeah, the gouache course was a lot of fun to do. I was I was surprised. I thought that people would be like, oh yeah, let's do florals. And I was like, no, let's do gouache landscapes. I was like, oh, okay. Which way? Let's turn it this way. Which is not going to make sense with the back, but it's okay. Life is for living. I'm gonna do rose. But yeah, I had a lot of fun in the gouache course because it was interesting to just. I think it's one thing doing something, and it's another thing explaining what you're doing. Ooh, what is going on? Got something on my brush. Yeah, it's another thing entirely just trying to explain what you're doing and also trying to make it make sense to other people. But it was really enjoyable, so I can't complain. I may do another one for florals, we'll see. Time will tell. Time and schedules will tell. And let me add some more here. Just blending on the page. And add some more pink. And then do another one that is pink here. And adding some Quin Gold to get like a nice peachy color on the edges. And let's take some green. See, this green is too dark. That's a good question, Laurie. I tend to paint flowers from imagination. I don't tend to look at references or anything like that for the most part. But I think yeah, no, for the most part, I just don't. That being said, I have recently bought a book. Do I have it to hand? No. Um, my last floral live stream, I had it out. It's called, does anyone remember? Something like the color guide, like the floral flower guide. It's like a very popular book on YouTube that has quite a lot of flower arrangements on there. And I got that to just try and, oh, hold on. I got that so that I could try and mix things up a little bit and draw inspiration from those florals. So I did that. I've done that a couple of times, but usually, especially if I'm doing something like this, like, you know, this kind of live stream, I am just doing it, I guess they call it intuitively now, just because I'm doing it to relax, not to not as like a finished product. Or well, I guess this might be finished product, but do you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing it more so to like relax and de-stress, and it's a benefit if I then end up creating something that I really like. But then every so often, if I do want to mix things up, then I will get that book out just to see what it sparks and what it inspires. And so I guess it depends on why I'm creating. If I'm literally creating to relax, then it's fine, no pressure. If I'm creating to perhaps like learn or explore or push things, then I think it's helpful to sometimes look at different forms of inspiration. And once I also had like this really pretty bouquet from my friend's wedding, and I used that as inspiration, and I really, like, till date, really love the painting that came as a result of it, because it just had a whole bunch of different colors I wouldn't have thought of. The arrangement was also quite different. And I feel like things like that come from actually experimenting with different things. Fly me to the moon. And let's add that. Oh, thank you so much, Laurie. That's so nice of you. That's really nice of you to say. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And I hope, it's funny, I was talking to a friend who was basically saying, like, you know, she can't paint or she's not creative, that kind of thing. And I was like, no, of course you are, of course you are. And I was trying to, like, you know, convince her. And I was like, you know, it's you know, just explore that. Like, why do you feel like you can't create? Why, you know, we can try different things, we can try different methods. It's all about, you know, finding what you enjoy. There's not a right or a wrong way. So you can't say that you can't create. I will stop pestering you if you say you don't enjoy creating, but not that you can't do it. And then she was like, oh, why won't you let this go? And I was like, I just really enjoy creating art, and I just want to share what I enjoy so that others can enjoy it too. Does that make sense? So I was like, so I can't quite let this go. I can't quite let this go, because I feel like if it's going to, um, make you happier or make you more relaxed, or make you appreciate your surroundings more or make you calmer, then if it's going to make your life better, then how can I not tell you, kind of thing. And your message basically reminds me of that, because that is all I hope to gain from YouTube and from everything. And also hopefully just making the journey a bit easier, a bit less confusing, a bit less frustrating. Because learning isn't always smooth, but that's part of learning. And so it's been really nice. There's been like some really nice comments in general, like you guys are just very, very supportive as a whole. Even like Ko-fi members, it goes beyond, the membership fee, but also just the people, just incredibly supportive and kind, and I appreciate all of you basically. So thank you. I'm gonna sleep like a baby when this is over. This is Core and Down Throne Blue. Which I feel like it's been the consistent theme across the paintings. And just sorry, I'm not looking up for a second. Just trying to figure out the composition of this. Yeah, no, I agree. I've definitely encouraged my friends to just paint and create and have fun. I think it can be a very fun pastime, especially if you have no expectations on the outcomes. Going to add more blues, or should I add? Maybe I'll add like small blue flowers. And small blue flower here. Another small blue flower here. Yeah, but my point was just that, you can't really do it wrong. So that's, you can say perhaps you don't like the result at the end, but you still can't do it wrong. So. And what's happening there? Okay, started to dry in a weird way. So I'm just going to blow dry that for a second so that everything dries as it should. Thank you so much, Laurie. That's so sweet. Honestly, so happy. I was like so shocked. Whoops. Okay, I'm gonna stop charging my phone now, so hopefully that won't happen again. But thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's very kind of you. Yeah, feel shy every time someone like supports. My heart is warmed and I'm grateful for it. God knows. I agree. Painting is wonderful. And the thing is, I had always loved art, but I hadn't. If you see my reactions with my phone dropping, can you imagine? God forbid an earthquake. Don't even know what I would do with myself. But yeah, I always kind of loved art, but it was more so drawing, and I hadn't started painting until 2020, and it was just it. Yeah, obviously, it's changed the course of my life. Look at us chatting now. If it wasn't for picking up the brush at that time, like I would have never imagined that I would be doing something like this. It never, yeah. Oh, thank you, Melanie. I feel so shy. I honestly appreciate you guys. Thank you so, so much. You're honestly too kind. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you. No, I yeah, I feel very lucky, very privileged to share my love of art, to get to paint with you guys. It's been wonderful. And yeah, so I'm hoping we'll see if these win. Then obviously, if mini paintings win, then I'll be sending out all these tiny little. Well, they're not tiny; they're A6, but these these postcards out. If not, I think it will be dot cards. I don't know what dot cards I will send out. I will see. I will look at my imaginary inventory and take it from there. I had an idea that I wanted to like do a video where I was comparing different Payne's grays. So I've got quite a few different ones. So I may send out Payne's grays if that wins, or like oh, this is nice. I love this gold. I love gold. I really do. Or if not that, then maybe like a small limited palette so that everyone has the same colors. I don't know. I will see what has won probably in the morning. I'll go to sleep. I'll close the sign up before I go to sleep. So before the end of the stream. And then I will figure it all out this week. Oh, good. Yeah, because I think I have, maybe it's not that many, but I feel like I have at least 4. I have Daniel Smith, Jackson's, Roman Schmall, Windsor and Newton. I don't know if I have core. I'll see. So maybe I have like up to 5. The ticket to London. I saw your comment, Miss Ebony. I was like, oh, what prize would you want? A ticket to London. I was like, to be fair, it was so that we could paint together. I think the most I can do now in terms of painting together is the Zoom sessions that we're having. But one day, why not? As soon as I, if I get like sponsors like Emirates and stuff, and they're like, yeah, sure, we'll do a giveaway. Yeah, most definitely. Oh, thank you, Laurie. Yeah, it's so funny because I feel like I was thinking about that the other day, like, you know, how different artists went through periods. It's been really interesting being in like this period of having backgrounds of my florals, but also having gold. Like I can't imagine not having done that before. And yet I know that perhaps in, you know, a few years, I will be in a completely different era and I won't be doing it at all. It's part of the reason that sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to give my art away because I may never create something like that again. Like I may not be in a mood to create something like that again. Maybe it's and ultimately they are all one and done, especially if I'm adding gold, because I don't feel like it's the kind of thing I could recreate in a print very well. Anyway, that's the beauty of originals anyway. But yeah. It's the Etcher, I think it's the Royal Gold. I think that's what sparked all of this. And the backgrounds, you remember, started after I did a night shift. No, actually, yeah, it started in two ways. I was doing a night shift and I finished a night shift, and post night shift I decided to go live straight away. I don't know why. I decided to go live instead of going to sleep. And we were doing a challenge on Kofi that was a do this in yourself, do this in yourself, do this in your style challenge. And as part of that challenge, I don't know, like when I was looking at the picture, I was like, oh, it has a background because it was from a photograph. And I was like, I'm gonna add my own background. And then I really liked the effect. And then I went live to kind of share that and also create more pieces with that kind of background. And I just kept going since. And I always look back. The reason that I mentioned the night shift, I wonder, like, did I start doing that because I was sleep deprived? And is that what kind of like unlocked that, you know, let me experiment spirit? Or would that have come about anyway as a result of looking at that reference photo? Yeah, no, I agree. The UK is a great place to just travel to other places as well. I miss traveling. I mean, it's probably been what 2 months since I've gone away, but whew, if I could, I would go somewhere, anywhere. Just going to add the gold details on this one, and then it will be bedtime with me. For a few hours, but it was just so worth it. I've really enjoyed chatting with you guys, establishing Asha, and and painting. Oops. You'd never leave. I'm up for doing that video. I'll see. We'll see. We'll see what wins. I guess if Dot Cards wins, well, even if Dot Cards don't win, to be fair, I have the watercolor, so I can do it. If Dot Cards wins, then I'll have to think about whether I'll send out different types of Payne's Grays or whether I'll send out a limited palette. And maybe I will share that in a video as well. Do you see what I mean when I said that I feel like I have 1,000,001 ideas? because I had quite a few. But what I knew was like, okay, ultimately, what I'm saying is I am going to do Happy Mail. So let me start off with that and then take it from there. Uh, uh, I love that. Team Asha. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, this is honestly my current favorite phase as well. I wonder, will it change? Will it go back? I don't know. I might do a few paintings without a background just to see and just, I guess, play around because now I really also want to try and see, can I incorporate different medias inside it? And I think even outside of florals, I really want to try more like intuitive painting. And I feel like technically intuitive, I feel like technically that is what I'm doing when I'm doing florals anyway, but I want to try like truly abstract, not trying to recreate anything art. And I may do it on Ko-fi with you guys so that we go through the journey together. Um, but I wonder, if that will bring about another phase. And what that will look like. Just adding some more gold. And I want to add gold spatters. I'm almost out of the gold, so I'm going to have to buy some. Well, actually, will I? No, I'm not. Asha. I am going to use the other golds that I have. To be fair, I do have more etcher golds. I don't know why I didn't do spatters before. I like them. I do have more golds in that etcher palette, which are very nice as well. So I'll use those up before I think of getting anything else. And that's this one. And you see the splatters as well. This is your favorite. This one. I always feel like there's a lag, so I never know. I want to be sure. And let's do the tape peel. I love this tape. I wish it was reasonably priced. Yes, the purple one. Oh, good. I don't know which is my favorite. I'll put them side by side now and see. Let me put 4. It's still wet, so I want it to dry. And then this one. Denise Love, yes, I've recently seen her videos as well. Well, I've seen like one video, but I've like saved her channel, like I've subscribed obviously, but also saved a few videos because I just want to go back to it. She seems very into intuitive painting. You guys just said me tape. I have I genuinely consider it. Yes, I started watching Denise Love when she had like 1,000 subscribers, and then I went back the next day and it was like 6,000, and like it had completely grown. She seems like such a lovely person, very happy. And let me see. You'll send me. Hold on. Let me. Okay, so this one's this way, or whichever way we like it. The other thing I might do is, do you remember that time that I did the painting where I rotated it and kept adding? I did it on a timer. I'm gonna do that again. I did it on a timer and I basically rotated it every, I don't know if it was a minute or whatever, and then just looked at it at a different perspective. And I was just trying to make it make sense in every way that I looked at it. And that is one of my favorite paintings, which Lorna actually bought. So she has, and this is. That is very true. Is it really? I might have to do that. That is, yeah. That's what I'm laughing at. You guys are so funny. Yeah, it has been amazing. It has been. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it, to be honest. It's on my list of Kofi art challenge ideas. I was just thinking what feels like an abstract month to do abstract art, but that's because I feel like it's through like watching her videos and also Laura Horn. She has a few videos as well. That's also like really inspired me like to want to explore with mixed media. So I like looked at some of the things that they've got and in the works. And I really like these. I can't pick a favorite. Always feels, are these balanced? Always feels hard to pick a favorite. See, you do a visit, Miss Ebony. You definitely do a visit. But on that note, I will leave you guys to it. Thank you so much for joining, especially like for being here for so long. Thank you so much to Laurie. Thank you for Melanie as well for supporting and the super chats. Thank you for Miss Ebony and Dark Roast for being my moderators as well. And just thank you all for watching and for encouraging and for the lovely chat and for honestly making my day better by being here. So I really appreciate you. Just as reminders, I am going to turn off the Happy Mail sign up. So if you haven't already done it, like if you haven't already opted in and you wanted to opt in, please do so like now because I'm going to turn it off before I go to bed. If you would like to join my Ko-fi, you're always welcome to do so, Happy Mail or not. Like it would be lovely to have you there, and I'm really enjoying it over there as well. And then don't forget to use the discount code Scrubs10 in caps. In order to get 10% off Jackson's, or Sketches.n in order to get 10% off Etcher. But honestly, thank you all so much for joining this live stream. And I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead and rest well as well, because it's 4 a.m. But thank you so much. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and honestly, just have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much, and good night. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.